Breaking today, Meghan Markle pushes back against her Diana death stunt in Paris. No wonder. Prince William, we're told, is so horrified, so mortified.
Meghan Markle made her Paris Fashion Week debut, and there was this awkward interaction with the Balenciaga creative director. Let's look at this. It's so cringe to watch, isn't it? So awkward.
This video, designed to mentally torture her husband as she drove near the scene of his mother's death, proves categorically we are dealing with a deeply twisted and troubled individual.
Paris, the city of flashbulbs, whispers, and fashion gods. Everyone was waiting. Balenciaga, cameras, a red carpet glowing like molten gold. The entire world held its breath for the royal comeback that never came. Everyone thought this was going to be Meghan Markle's grand resurrection. Her big, I'm that girl and you can't ignore me moment. The Duchess of Hollywood reclaiming her throne. The Queen of Fashion Week herself. She was supposed to silence every critic with just one perfect pose. But then she walked through those glass doors, and the air froze. Literally froze. No gasps, no applause, not even a flutter. Just silence so sharp you could hear the echo of her heels slicing through the marble. One stylist whispered later, you could feel the temperature drop when she entered. No hugs, no, you look stunning. Not even fake smiles, just stares, cold, assessing, judging. And that's when it started. The whispers, the kind that begin as tiny sparks behind champagne glasses and turn into wildfire before the night is over. Because behind those velvet curtains, behind those designer smiles, insiders were saying things no one dared to say on camera. Something happened that made this so-called Paris comeback unforgettable. But for all the wrong reasons. What really went down in Paris? And why are people saying the Duchess didn't just lose her shine that night? She lost her throne?
Look at Meghan Markle and these videos and pictures from Paris. She seems kind of drugged out. She seems kind of faded, a little bit like this and that. I don't know if she's just...
See, Paris is brutal. It forgives arrogance, it forgives scandal, but it never forgives pretense. And that night, Paris didn't see a royal. It saw an act. To the cameras outside, Meghan nailed it. Chin high, smile steady, that signature confidence that once made Buckingham Palace tremble. But inside, editors avoided her. Stylists turned their backs. The same fashion elites who used to fight for selfies suddenly acted allergic to her presence. Even the photographers, and the same ones who once begged for her shot, looked bored. One insider summed it up perfectly. It wasn't glamour. It was awkward theater, but wait, it gets worse, and a little darkly funny. Because according to people backstage, the problem wasn't just the silence, it was the smell. Let's talk about what people backstage were calling the scent scandal. Multiple stylists swore it was real. Meghan's presence came with a cloud. One described it as cheap perfume and stress. Another said the glam team was spraying everything like their jobs depended on it. Even the makeup artists looked exhausted. Someone joked, you can fix foundation, but you can't fix that smell.
Fans are slamming Meghan for this, calling her the Duchess of Hypocrisy for attending Balenciaga's show, seeing as there was a lot of controversy around this brand and an ad that was seen as quite creepy that involved children.
Cruel? Maybe, but this is Paris, and gossip here moves faster than perfume in the wind. By the time Meghan left the building, nobody was whispering about Balenciaga's collection. They were whispering about her. Then came the next humiliation, the borrowed wardrobe. Days later, the truth leaked. That entire head-to-toe Balenciaga look? Not gifted, not even fitted. Borrowed, returned, tags still attached. In fashion, that's not a minor detail, and it's a declaration. Designers gift to stars they believe in. They lend to those they don't trust yet.
Who invited her? How did she get there? I've heard she was a +1. She wasn't even an invitee of the house. Is that true?
No, she was definitely invited by the house because she was wearing...
For Meghan, a duchess who once turned the world into her personal runway, this was humiliation wrapped in haute couture. No tailoring, no custom fit, just borrowed fabric and borrowed time. And then came the tunnel. That tunnel. When people said Meghan took a drive through the tunnel, they didn't mean traffic. They meant the Pont de l'Alma, the same tunnel where Princess Diana lost her life. At first, everyone called it a coincidence. Then her team claimed she didn't know. Didn't know? The same woman who studied Diana's life like scripture, who quoted her interviews, who watched her funeral on repeat. Please. Insiders whispered that she filmed herself there on purpose.
Doing this deliberately. Okay, this is a sociopathic woman, in my opinion. She's probably trying to trigger Harry. But Meghan Markle, she's just really full of crap to be riding around Paris at night with her legs up in the back of a car, knowing your husband's mother famously died in the back of a car without a seatbelt on, allegedly.
To blur the line between herself and Diana. If that's true, then this wasn't fashion. It was obsession, but that wasn't even the strangest part. Someone online muttered, "I think she's evil." Another replied, "You might be right." Then the internet exploded. Twitter renamed it #the Paris disaster. TikTok went feral, split-screening Diana's final photos next to Meghan's Balenciaga entrance. One meme said, "Diana walked in love. Meghan walked in PR." Another read, "Paris doesn't forgive fake. It frames them." Comment sections turned into war zones. Some defended her. "She's reclaiming history." Others dragged her. "She's recycling."
Make it even worse, then she makes this face where it's an obvious pouting like a little girl, a 6-year-old. She makes this face because she's being ignored.
Markle, Meghan's sister, posted, "Is it true that my sister was doing selfies in the tunnel where Diana died? That's what I'm hearing." Now that would be a really sick example.
Would you believe her after seeing that clip? Because here's the irony that had everyone choking on their lattes. The same woman who blamed British tabloids for Diana's death was now partnering with CBS, the American network that bought and aired photos of Diana's final moments. Coincidence? No, darling. That's Hollywood math. And then, the whispers turned into walls. Doors closed. Phones stopped ringing. Designers ghosted her. That grand fashion comeback? It became a warning shot. Balenciaga didn't roll out red carpets. They rolled up receipts. PR insiders revealed the truth. She wasn't invited as a guest of honor. She was slotted in last minute as a favor. Imagine that. A duchess who once carried millions in PR value, now begging for access. Behind the polite smiles, her team was spiraling. The Netflix deal had cooled off. Spotify? Gone. The podcast empire? Collapsed. Every brand meeting ended with the same quiet phrase, "She's not trending like she used to." Paris didn't just reject Meghan's fashion. It rejected her narrative. Because Paris doesn't reward pretense, it exposes it. And that week, Paris exposed Meghan completely. Let's be honest, this wasn't about a fashion show, it was about identity. For years, Meghan built herself out of borrowed symbols. Diana's compassion, the Queen's poise, Hollywood's shine. But under those Paris lights, every illusion cracked. She once told Oprah she wanted privacy, yet called the paparazzi herself. She said she never Googled Harry White but planned their meeting months in advance. Every contradiction stacked higher than her heels that night. And in Paris, the city that worships authenticity, people finally saw the truth. The difference between royalty and replica. The same woman who claimed she didn't know about that tunnel was now trying to film her way through it. When she left the show, the applause wasn't loud. It was polite, controlled, final. By the time Meghan's car pulled away, Paris had spoken. Without saying a word, she came to reclaim her throne and left exposed under the lights. Because Diana's glow came from love. Meghan's came from strategy, and the thing about mirrors, they reflect everything, even the cracks. Maybe she thought Paris would crown her again. Instead, it stripped her bare. The woman who once demanded privacy ended up getting the one thing she feared most, silence. So, what do you think? Was Paris cruel? Or was it karma? Comment your theory below. And if you love your scandals served cold, subscribe. Because, darling, this story, it's just getting started.